Hi guys, Ghost Revenue here and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines 2. I hope you guys are doing well today. Please don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel and I'll bring you cool daily videos like this. So we're going to jump in right where we left off the last time and we are having a look at our city and we're looking at our trees and they are looking at a serious sorry state. The reason for that is that most of the trees have died because we planted them when they were all this right age and they have now subsequently died. As you can see, there's a dead tree over here. And what that's going to do is they are regrowing, so they're little baby trees. So you can see we've got some alders, we've got some hickories, which are the trees that we planted. So it just gives you an idea of how close they can't be to one another because of the radius. So I mean, we could actually add in a few more extra trees, a little bit of, the older generation. But there's a lot of fortune space to be put to head here. As you can see, so if we don't use NR key, they have a certain radius and you can't get into that radius at all, even if you wanted to. We are managing to get some in. Okay, so let's have a look. See, that already looks a lot better. So you have different age trees. Yeah, we made the mistake. We planted all the trees at exactly the same age, so when they died, they all died at exactly the same time. So you can see where we added trees at what stages. Actually, quite a beautiful city. Wonder how our trams are doing. I think they are doing quite well. At least I hope they're doing quite well. Okay, so 57 and 48. The bus route I was worried about was the airport line, but it doesn't seem to be too busy at the moment. I don't think we've got too many people coming in and out of the city. It says we have 292 people per hour, so that is actually quite a lot. But what I was thinking of doing is turning this into a proper highway intersection and giving the city another entrance or a way for people to be able to get into the city. So before I do that, I want to fix this intersection over here. So I'm going to pause the simulation because this is the only way that people can get to and from this area at the moment. So it's not perfect, but I'm sure we can make do with what we got. And I'm just going to turn off some of the snapping tools, so that we can make a decent section. Okay, I'm hoping that is correct. It looks correct. Okay, now this is a highway. And this is a double lane highway. So we want to try and bring this down back into the traffic circle, into the center if we can. Now it has put a pillar beautifully on the road, which is, I suppose, it's right on the side of the road. So it's actually not going to influence the road at all. Now this gives us the ability to be able to put buildings here and grow some buildings. So I think it's going to be quite pretty cool. Okay, so let's put in some of these parking lane roads. So it was this one we were looking at, and we can just choose the one way. Might not be exactly the same what we had. It actually is. So I was going to say if it wasn't exactly the same, it doesn't really matter to have a little bit of differences within the city. I think this will be a nicer entrance to be able to have something really cool. So if we had some really cool buildings here. So I'm just going to turn the simulation back on so people can now use this new road. And I'm going to remove the intersection and the traffic lights. And the same thing with these guys over here. So I'm just going to right click and drag. Just take out all of the unnecessary things. And we are going to want to put in a park. So we do want one of these smaller parks. So I'm going to put 2 of these smaller parks in. And let's just put in, I just want to put in the high residential for now. All the high density versions of the offices. And I just want to see what that looks like when it comes in. We might keep this open or we might actually put some buildings in. But we are just asking for some high density. So I am going to put some buildings in there. I don't know if I'm going to do this whole section, but our demand's probably going to drop dramatically because we did that. But if you have a look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Obviously, we can't have anything underneath the highway. Okay, so that's going to build in. That's going to give us a little bit more a little bit more office space and a little bit more business space, which should bring our demand down a little bit. And then from this side, I want to. We actually don't need to pause it here, so I'm going to remove that part of the highway. So people can get off and they can get on over here, and that is about it. We have killed the electricity supply because we are running, the highways don't have, and we were running a normal road, and this was a normal road over here, so we've turned this into a highway, so we've got no way of electricity to get it there. So we can go to the advanced road tools and we can add lights to the highway. I don't know if it'll work on the bridge, but what I'll show you what that does now. So it actually puts on highway lights along the highway, and what that does is that gives us electricity running underneath the highway like that. So now we will have electricity again. Okay, and they're not complaining about sewage and refuse because we seem to have that going there for us anyways. Okay, so we want a nice bridge. So we want a bridge over the harbor, or over this island piece. And then okay, so yeah, sorry, I just want to make a nice bridge over the top here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up too high. So when I say two, I'm going to say just 2 sections high. And I kind of want to line it up with this section over here. So if I do this, then I'm just going to drag this. I don't know how terrible that's going to be. Let's have a look. It's not great. Okay, so let's just take that off. Okay, it's literally right over the... So if we take this, maybe we could just take it and curve it straight into this road. So if we come out straight, it lines up over there. Okay, and this should be a direct line into the city. So now we've got a new, beautiful new bridge over this island, which now will hook up this highway. At the moment it's not hooking up anything. So this is a highway road. So we can upgrade this. Okay, just make sure we are running electricity. As you can see, we've now broken the electricity supply. So if I drop that in, now we have electricity. Pause. Okay, and we do have problems with water and sewage. Is that even going to hook up? I don't think that's hooking up at all. I'm going to take that off, and then let's just see. We did delete it maybe a little bit too far back. But if we take it from there and we bring it to there, there we go. So now we've got our water and sewage back. Those icons should go away. They've gone away. Absolutely perfect. See, some of these buildings are forming. They're starting to look quite cool. Starting to take shape, our airport city. Okay, so now we have this main bridge, but we have no way of people being able to get to and up and around and whatever we need. So what I'm thinking of doing is this actually goes into, so there's a 2-lane highway and then it goes into a 2-lane bridge each way. So it's perfect. So I wonder if it's worth our while to actually try and put in maybe just an intersection here. Okay, it's absolutely ridiculously massive. So we're just going to have to wing it and do it ourselves, which I think is fine. So we might have to just bring back the farm a little bit. But, okay, so let's just try and do this side of the highway. So we're going to just want a one piece off. And what I want to do is want to be able to bring that down. Maybe just sweep it a little bit more than what it's currently doing. Because it definitely doesn't seem like it's going to get busy, but because we're adding another way into the city, it's definitely going to get busier. Okay, we just made the same mistake again.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions.
This road, Wayne, this road is working. It looks terrible, but it is right.
This has been a local public service announcement.
Okay, I think we just need to make it a little bit.
You're listening to Jade Road Radio. Thanks everybody for joining us today, and a very special thank you to our mysterious benefactor, who shall remain nameless. Stay tuned.
A housing shortage is driving up prices in the area.
That's right, Glenda. But apparently
There we go. We definitely don't want these people to be able to do a U-turn like that over the highway, because that's super dangerous. And obviously it's going to bring people here. So what we can do, try and do, is we can say you're not allowed to turn right here. Even though you're giving them instruction, they still might do the same thing. So you can only go straight.
One final question, Professor. Is the housing shortage going to make me richer?
By certain metrics, perhaps yes, in the short term.
Okay, so our intersection is kind of there and working.
Study of a statistical abstraction and its effect on the human.
Thank you, Professor.
It is a question of priorities.
I'm just interested to see if people are going to come off this way more now, because there's another way in and out of the city. And what we can do is we can just remove the intersections and stuff from here. And the pedestrian crossings. There's no way of people walking across, but I don't think people should be walking across. But look how beautiful our bridge is. I think it's really pretty. Now, how are these people going to get... I can come from this side and come into the city, but if they come from this side, they have to go here. We need to be able to get them to be able to come around and into the highway, so it makes it easier for them, because this is quite terrible at the moment. So let's just try our hand at this. I'm not very good at building highways or highway intersections or off-ramps or anything, but before we do that, we are going to have to move the specialized industry back. So I'm just going to leave it for now. If it does get busier and we do need to make that change, we will make that change. But I wanted to get onto something a little bit more important. So you can see we've got quite an ugly looking space over here. So we're going to try and fix this. So we're going to use the terraforming tool. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the brush strength down quite a bit and the size down quite a bit. And I'm just going to see if we can try and smooth this off a little bit. Yeah, so it doesn't look absolutely terrible. We could probably try and get rid of some of this. To make this more of like a beach area if we wanted to. Okay. I mean, why don't we make this a beach area? I think we could make it quite interesting. We could have a nice tourist attraction. So if we go to signature buildings, I don't think it's anything going to bend the signature buildings. But if we go under parks and recreation and we go to landmarks, we do have this Ferris wheel, which is very unique. Well, it actually takes up a lot of space. So maybe something better. Like along this side. We can make this probably like a whole tourist area. Okay. I don't know. Right next to... I'm not quite sure where we should do it. Because maybe we should just extend the beach along this side. We could get rid of this entire neighborhood. This Bedford Dale. And we could extend the beach up. And we could extend the city out this way. Extend the high rise out this side. Or we could do maybe a beach on that side. I just want the view to be pretty. I don't want the view to be a little bit crazy. So here, if you're having a look and you're sitting down on the beach or you're sitting on the pier and you're chilling, you've got quite a nice view. Okay, you've got your industrial on the other end. But imagine living in one of these apartment blocks and having a look out over the bay. I think it's quite a cool thing. And then the same thing with these buildings over here. And the same thing with the sort of the medium residential on this side, on Sunset Harbor, this area over here, which I think is absolutely fantastic as well. Okay, so we've got the highway in. We have fixed this intersection here. We've got some of these buildings coming in. It doesn't look like very interesting buildings. I was hoping for some more like high density versions. I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to take that out, and I'm just going to see if I delete that, what happens. 4x4. And quite a nice park area to come into. I think it's quite pretty. Okay, so I think we need to decide what we're going to do. I think maybe we could probably turn this into a bit of a tourist attraction. I don't know how people are going to get from this side. But we want them to be able to come off the highway. And maybe we could have a intersection or something over here. It just literally comes off the highway. And I just want to do it as an alley for now. Or maybe one of the beach pathways or something. Let's just see. So if we just mark it, I wanted to see where we're going to put the beach, right? So if we run it like that. Run it like that. And I'm just going to change the tools so that we can run it along a little bit more naturally. Okay, we can't go under there for now, so we're just demarcating what we're going to do for the beach. And I don't think we're going to do this whole area a square like this, but let's just see what it looks like. If it looks absolutely terrible, we'll change it. So I've gone to surfacing tool, and I've gone to the sand surface one, and I'm just going to paint just a little bit of a beach just to start with. It'll give us an idea. Okay, and then if we bring another node in, should be able to bring this node back. And we can drag this node out as much as we want. And then we should just be able to drag this node out as much as we want. That's kind of our beach area with our paving. This doesn't look really good. So we could probably just fix this a little bit. Perfect. Much, much, much better. Okay, and maybe I just want to keep this going. I know it seems certainly quite crazy. Okay, I want to try and grab this pointer. It's becoming difficult. So trying to be fancy and having a little bit more of a natural beach is going to take us a little bit longer because we want to get this right. Okay, if I just take this, I'm just going to drag this all the way along. Okay, now we can just try and fix it a little bit. Do it from the other side, just make it a little bit easier, make our life a little bit easier. There we go. We now have a beachfront right across this whole area. I don't like this. This is not natural enough for me. So what I want to do is I'm going to remove some of it. Okay, and I just want to put some of it back, obviously. Something like that, and then I'm just going to use the curve tool just to make it look a little bit more natural. Okay, we want that other point, and we want a third point in there. Now that definitely looks a lot better. And now we have a whole beachfront right across this whole section. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we can definitely get rid of these few little trees that are here. And I was painting in the pine for our forestry, specialized industry. I obviously got that in. It wasn't great. Okay, so this road we can probably make come through. So most people, are they actually doing a U-turn here? They're trying to. So it's not easy for people to get. So this is what I was worried about. I didn't want them to be able to do that. Okay, I think we definitely gonna. I think I have to think of another way of being able to get these people into the city from Airport City. Just make transporting people to and back from the area a lot easier. Okay, so we've got some of our beach area in, but I want to like get a way off the highway. Now the highway. Okay. So if we had, I'm just trying to think. Sorry, guys. What is the best way to get a road in here? Because we could, let's just see how big this Ferris wheel is. And we can get an idea of where we're going to put it, because, okay, the road needs to be on the other end. So we have quite a lot of space here. So it'll be nice to have sort of the Ferris wheel as the main attraction right next to the beach. So something like that, I think. We'll have to just obviously fill this up and make this look a little bit more natural. At the moment it's quite sparse because we don't have much going on here, but we can definitely upgrade that. Okay, so we've got a lovely Ferris wheel here. So I think this is going to take more than one episode for us to get through this, but let's just, I want to get just my main road off here. So if we have sort of a grid structure in here, so I'm going to go 120, 168, 120, 168.
Recent spikes in demand have led to temporary local shortages in the city's fresh water supply. The public should be aware that we are struggling to get the situation.
So this can be our main road into the city.
Local public service announcement.
Okay, I might have to add like an intersection or something there. Okay, so this is too big, I think.
China to come.
We're going to want to be able to go over the highway, or we want to lift the highway up and we'll go under the highway.
The commercial district
But I just
is
want to get,
booming.
so this, it needs a road, but it doesn't need
High-end stores.
a physical road. It could have it like a pedestrian road.
To our neighborhood.
But let's just put in a normal road for now,
Shop for designer shoes while
just to get an idea of what we're going to be doing. Okay, so if we do
that's good for business and good for the
a nice curvature road into there like that,
We'll be back after this.
we could definitely have
and we're getting reports about a traffic
a lot of shops and things in here. This will be more like of your,
in the city.
or
Road maintenance
where your tourists are going to come. They're going to come check out the area, make sure it looks pretty cool.
But if you're
It's going to be
planning
one of the
to
coolest
drive,
beaches.
you might want to
Might have a
wait
few
until
houses out the
it's
side, I'm not quite sure.
In it, you,
Okay, so let's just use the complex, what's this road? This one too, the continuous tool.
blaze and drive safe.
Let's try and make this look a little bit more natural. Okay, and then we can give it life by adding in alleyways. Okay, that's a little bit crazy, but we'll probably just put in a traffic circle there or something, just something small. It's not absolutely crazy. Okay, and maybe just add in, what's the space for some other things as well. So I don't want to do too much. Okay, and then I don't think we're going to do houses or anything like that, but we do definitely want to do shops, right? But we want to use the pedestrian paths like this. So weird that it doesn't like joining in on the curve there. Okay, and we're just going to take this road and just extend this road out a little bit as well. Okay, so we're definitely going to have a traffic circle here, but the problem is our industrial area tool's going to need to come back a little bit. So we can just take that back a little bit. And and a big traffic circle in there, and then we'll add sort of a medium one in here, I think. Smaller than that. I don't like the fact that this is joining up so close. So let's kill this, and let's just bring this back a little bit, and we can just relook at doing this one. So we want the alley road to be, and this is the pathway, apologies. See, it doesn't even have to go over the road. We can make it go under or over. Okay, but I definitely want to maybe just turn this whole road so we're going to go back to pathways. We're going to choose this. I don't even know if this is going to be possible, but we're going to try. So we turn this whole road into a pedestrian road. Doesn't like doing all of it at once, and you can still have shops and things. You can still do other things here. And certain cars and stuff will be able to drive on that road, on those roads. There you go. Okay, so the Ferris wheel is by far the attraction here. So that's looking super, super, super cool. Okay, so what I definitely want to do is I want to be playing with some of these things. So let's just go back to this. I just want to see if I can hook this up. It really does not like it, hey? Okay, but then maybe we can turn this into a pier, right? Do we have a big one? It's like the biggest one we've got. Okay, so if we lift up and we go over the beach. Oh, that's so cool, guys. That it really is so cool. Okay, so I don't think I want shops and everything on this section of. I want to be able to have quite a lot of open space. I tend to kind of build things. Okay, so we're not going to be able to go over this grass, so we need to just be careful a little bit. I mean, I suppose we could use anarchy and just put in the grass for ourselves. And I'll just mess it up anyways. See, and then you've got this manicured grass which then leads directly onto the beach. So you can definitely have some cool things. You can have some nice props and everything on here. So maybe I just want to carry that across. Okay, so we're kind of like just ending everything into a dead end here. So we should concentrate basically on this area mostly. So let's just put in, just change this grass as well. I want to see if we can just... I hope I can zone over. I suppose we have got anarchy on, so I suppose we should just be careful because I don't know if we're going to be able to zone over. Let's just see. I want to just do sort of lower density shops, and I don't want to do too big a shops. So let's just go for. Let's just see what forms. I'm just going to paint this in. Okay, so let's not do that. So they are going to form over the thing, which is actually perfect. What I definitely want to be doing is I want to be adding a little bit more pathways, or at least hooking up the pathways to the beach. So let's just do something simple. And just hook it up. Hook it up. So I just see like a lot of kiosks and shops and stuff here. Okay, so let's have a look. So we've definitely got the pathway, and we've got some trees and stuff here. We're just going to have to wait for them to grow a little bit. Okay. So we are going to need a little mediclinic. We are going to need a little post office out here. So if we just get in a tiny little clinic, just in case we have any problems, we can put the clinic up by the highway. And we're just going to do a little North American police station and a little North American fire station. Maybe we shouldn't put it right up next to each other. Give it a little bit of space. Okay, and then I want to put in some shops and stuff. So we can probably put in a shop there. See what will form here. Under the highway. He's complaining of not having any water and I don't see what the problem is. They're all complaining actually. Because we don't have a hookup to the main line. That makes perfect sense. I'm just going to hook up one there. There we go. Able to grow and do its thing. We've got absolutely no demand for shops or anything, but what we can do is we can do there's this North American low density waterfront housing. I just wanted to add some of this in here. I have a little bit of housing in here. I'm going to want to put communications and a little post office out here as well. So if we just put a post office there and telecommunication, I don't know how the area is looking. It doesn't look good at all. But I want to put that out maybe up by the highway. That it can hook in with a little service road or something. Okay, so we have a few shops and we have a few houses, so we have a few people coming in and moving in here. You can see this is starting to get a little bit busier. We definitely don't want a pedestrian crossing out the side, so let's just take that away. Okay, so we've got communications, not very pretty. Maybe we should have put it out here somewhere. Okay, so we can move it if we need to. I don't know why that house is abandoned and now suddenly regrowing again. It's absolutely lost its mind.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions.
Okay, so let's just fix this grass area.
And try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This
Pending
okay.
updates to our power grid, the city will be experiencing roll.
Nice, because we've got anarchy on. We use anarchy when we put it on, so it's not great.
Website on how to plan for these temporary events. This has been a local public service announcement.
I'm just going to try and grass this whole area, I think.
I'm Chen Smith, and you're listening to Jade Road Radio. Thanks everybody for joining us today, and a very special thank you to our mysterious benefactor, who shall remain nameless. Stay tuned.
Industry in the region is on the rise, and when business is doing well, that floats our boat.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda.
I just want to take it up to maybe under the highway here. Okay, and because this is more of a beachfront property or beachfront area, I definitely, okay, so this road doesn't have many opportunities of getting back, and we definitely don't want people parking on this road. That's just crazy. It's going to definitely be with palm trees, so let's go and choose those palm trees. Let's go with the trees, I suppose it helps, and there's our palms. Yes. Okay, so I suppose if we use anarchy we can do this, fine. But I don't know exactly what I want to do with the palm trees. I know I definitely want to have some along the beach. So if we use the advanced line tool and we leave anarchy on, but we just change the distance between. Just want to see if we can run. We can. And just like that, it starts looking like a beachfront. We need to go back into the tool and do it again. Okay, and we can use the curve tool. Like that to get the curve in. Although the palm trees are not exactly going to be on the beach, are they? Well, they might be. No, they're not. They're not going to be on the beach. So let's just remove these. It was a silly idea. I apologize. Okay, come back. I'm not getting this right at all. Yeah. No. Okay, let me just delete them individually. Can't believe there's a beach house under the highway. I suppose there's a good use of space. Okay, so let's just randomly put some palm trees in. I want to maybe put in a park or two. You just get some other things going. Okay, so there's our palm beach starting to take effect. And then just for the last little piece, I want to add just a few props in. So if we go to our props, and I just can't remember exactly where the umbrellas were. I think they were under the houses. So where were they? They were there. Okay, so these props are tiny. And then what we definitely want to do is we want to have some kiosks as well. So like some food stalls and stuff along the beach. Because that's definitely a lot more realistic. See, there's not going to be houses here. So I think I've done this incorrectly because there shouldn't be houses directly on the beach. So maybe we can just have, this is a normal beach. And what we'll do is when we come down to the side, it'll be a lot more touristy because of our beautiful Ferris wheel. But I think we've accomplished quite a lot today. I think we're going to have to carry on this area next episode. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, guys. Please don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe. And I will definitely catch you on the next one. I hope you have a good day. Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.